Well, many people were perhaps taken by surprise yesterday when former mayoral candidate of Kansas City, Jason Kander, dropped out of the race. Kander later admitted to distorting his post-traumatic stress disorder symptoms when filling out his VA forms, and eventually his fear of stigma associated with PTSD caused him to resign from the race. In this Color 10 investigation, our Crystal Blair has a closer look at PTSD symptoms and how the symptoms can vary from person to person. Crystal.
Well, David, I spoke with the psychologist at Burrell who explained the varying degrees of PTSD and how family members can help loved ones suffering from it get over that perceived stigma and seek professional help. Mental health experts say that PTSD usually occurs after devastating events like tragic death, war, natural disasters, and most often some form of abuse. Dr. Brittany Pratt, a clinical psychologist with Burrell, says there are people with PTSD who don't really exhibit outward symptoms.
It is possible for somebody to put on a brave face, so to speak, and to seem to go about their daily life as if nothing is wrong.
And symptoms of PTSD, such as irritability, difficulty sleeping, and most common flashbacks of the traumatic event, can happen right away, or
there are people who don't even have symptoms for months or even years until after the event.
Dr. Pratt says that family members of those dealing with PTSD should offer to go with their loved ones to get professional help, letting them know that it's okay to talk about it, and it's also okay not to talk about it until they're ready.
The biggest thing that keeps people from getting help is that fear of stigma. Just because I say it's bad enough for me to get help, does that mean that there's something extra bad or wrong with me versus if I just say, yes, I have these problems.
Brandon Mixon heads up a project that helps homeless veterans in the Kansas City area. He says the perceived stigma of PTSD is very real for those who suffer from it.
It was always frowned upon in the military to go talk to somebody. And that's one of the struggles with us as a vet when we get out of the military. We don't really have anybody to talk to about our issues or our situations.
Now, Dr. Pratt says that those family members of those who suffer from PTSD should also let them know that it's okay to talk about what's troubling them, and it's also okay to not talk about it until they're ready.
Good advice there, Crystal. Thanks.